Salutations, everyone. Twitch is cooked. I'm not exaggerating. That's not exaggeration. That is also not hyperbole. That is what it is. Let me cut straight to the chase. Please follow me while I explain. We have most of our government currently, and we have over 120 big name corporations and organizations coming together, working together to push a bunch of bills. The big main two being the first one being KOSA, which is the Kids Online Safety Act, which has already passed Congress, bipartisan, meaning both sides of Congress, Democrat and Republican, agreed this was the move to go, and it's at the Senate currently. That act essentially just says it's going to make it so that every single platform that requires internet, which would be mobile apps, websites, and also video games, that's also an act, video game services, that Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, if you got to use internet, you will have to verify that you're 18 years or older. You will have to use either ID, biometric scan, or digital ID. If you're not 18 years or older, you will not be able to use that platform unless someone 18 years or older uses their ID to give you guidance on there. You're not 18, you either don't get access or you're on a restricted form of that platform, meaning you, in most cases, you cannot DM people. Your account will be hidden from everybody. You are essentially isolated from the rest of that platform. Again, mobile apps, websites, video games, everything that requires internet access. That's for that one. That one is at the Senate currently. The Senate may block it because apparently they want a stronger version of the bill because they want something called duty of care, which is going to make it infinitely worse than it already is. The second one, the second bill that's being pushed by, I believe, Meta, is the App Store Accountability Act, which makes it so that you cannot download apps unless you can verify that you're 18. Same way, biometric scan, digital ID, or virtual or ID card. You got to choose something. That has already went live for about 5 states, I believe. Texas was the first one I remember. Texas, Utah, I believe Iowa, Virginia, Alabama, and I think Louisiana. Could be wrong on some of those, but it's at least 4 or 5. Texas being the main one. You have to be 18 years or older, and you have to verify that you're 18 years or older. You cannot download an app. You cannot make a purchase on the app. Now, you may be asking, how does this affect Twitch? I'll explain. Roughly 240 million people there's users of Twitch or accounts of Twitch, right? And I believe 35 million users of Twitch are like the US, which is like most of the user base. It's 35 active users. What is like a month? 35 million active users a month or a day? Something crazy like that, right? From America alone. KOSA goes through, and the App Store Accountability Act goes through. How many people below the age of 18 do you think are gone from Twitch? We're just gonna say 10%. 10% viewership gone. At least 10%. It's got to be way more than that. 10% viewership gone. Now, there's also going to be a whole set of people who will not be using their ID just to log into Twitch. I don't know if I told you. You're going to have to keep verifying that you're that person using that platform, especially for the App Store Accountability Act. They have a thing that says, like, if that app has to be updated, you have to re-verify that you're an adult and use your ID again. There's going to be people that they're not going to be using social media apps like that anymore. So if you're like a big Twitch streamer, your bottom line is getting cut. If you're trying to be a Twitch streamer in the future, your viewership is going to be cut all around. People aren't going to be coming back to Twitch specifically because those acts of you having to use your ID or use personal information over and over and over again, that is a threat to the cybersecurity of the platform and the cybersecurity of that person. Because this is going to be a hacker's wet dream. Every single platform has to have the information of someone's ID or where they live or all this type of crazy stuff just to log in, and it's there somewhere on each platform. There's going to be data breaches. It's going to be data breaches everywhere. especially Twitch. Twitch has, like I said, over 240 million users like around the globe. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you some examples. Discord tried this in the UK last year, right? Where everybody had to use an ID just to get into Discord. They had a data breach not too long after they tried that madness of 1.5 terabytes of user data going straight out to the internet, straight to hackers because of the data breach. That's not enough just because it was the UK. I'll give you another example. KYC is a big global system that everyone goes through in order to it's like a banking / cryptocurrency type thing where like most of your information has to go through KYC for a lot of different things like that, right? Now it's a global banking network or banking system, right? They had a data breach last year of 1 billion users, and the information went right out, right? 1 billion. Not even a million, not even 1,000. 1 billion users worldwide. All that's on the dark web. That's gone. My information is most likely on the dark web by now. It's cooked up by that point. We're talking IDs, we're talking addresses, we're talking biometric scans, fingerprints, we're talking voice prints, we're talking all personal locations, all that. Social security, gone. And if that's not enough for you, I'll give you one that happened last month. TikTok had a data breach. Hacker was bragging about it. The hackers have 2.4 billion users data from TikTok. And then he showed 10 users as an example of information he has. And he says he doesn't have to show the rest. He has at least 2.4 billion due to putting malware on TikTok or something like that. 2.4 billion. Data. These acts, I'm telling you right now, Twitch, along with most other platforms like Twitch, like Kick, YouTube, they're cooked up. With the App Store Accountability Act kicking in at least 5 or 6 states so far, more to come. People aren't even going to be able to download Twitch. Or they're just not going to feel like using their ID just to download Twitch. Then we have KOSA. KOSA is going to be the final blow for most platforms, websites, apps, and all that. People are not going to be using their ID just to watch Twitch. Twitch is good. And if you don't believe me, you can read the bill. The bill's up you can read it. I have another video about me trying to break down the bill. This is public information. They're actively trying to destroy the information. All they want to do is collect your data. Because both of the acts, they collect your data. They can trade it amongst themselves. The government, they admit it. They can just trade information with each other, like Pokemon cards of everyone's data. And they can trade it with other big corporations. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, this is to help kids and stop big tech and hold them accountable. You're going to literally give our data to big tech, and they're also going to be on the list. They're only going to have to pay, I believe it was 20, that's besides the point, but it's real bad. It's all bad. Read the bills, read the Kids Act. It's 114 pages of madness. And look at the App Store Accountability Act. That's all you need to see. I just need to spread awareness. They say call your senator. I called mine. He sent me a response on email. He doesn't care. Good luck to you.